Hi, my name is Muhammad Ashfaq. I'm from Group 2. I would like to talk about my project, and I'm going to discuss about five of my project's classes. And we have total 14 classes, and my other partners, Katie and Rakesh, they will speak about other nine classes. So let's start from PDO command class. So this is, as we have mentioned that we are using command pattern for this project. So this is a command class uh, which is for PDO for the employee movement system. So this will get the values if someone requests a PDO, and it will show the updated record for the PDO request. So as you can see here, this is a variable that we are trying to declare. That variable will hold an instance for an employee who has requested PDO, and this is a constructor here, and this is the execution method, uh, and this will actually display the request, the details of the request. So the next class is our terminated command. Terminated command is the same, like we are declaring variable here, and this is the constructor. It takes the employee object as a parameter and assign it to the member variable, and it will also use the getter method to display the name of the employee who has been terminated. So my next class is the transfer class. The transfer class is here. It is actually it's the same. We declare a constructor here, and then initialize employee field with an instance of employee here, and then we use the getter method to get the name, and then we get an output that this employee has been transferred. My next class that I want to talk about is the HR system. HR system is the employee management system HR system class, and this will be used to add the employees in the system. As you can see, this method takes employee object as parameter. It adds this employee to employee list, and then if you want to check uh, how many employees were added, we can use this getter method, and we can get the list of employees that are added. So the next class is our main class, which is remote control class. This class will actually is the center of operation for the whole application. So this will display, for now we only took 5 employees for the system. As you can see here, employees are initiated with their names and IDs, and then those employees are added in the HR system with the name employee 1, employee 2, employee 3, employee 4, employee 5, and then here the command pattern is being executed for promotion, PDO, transfer, vacation, termination, and if they're taking any breaks during their job time. So once we run that, I'm going to click on run here, and I will see this is the output that we see. It shows the whole detail. So yeah, this is so far for the details for the 5 of the classes from my project. Thank you very much.
One of the most important classes in this entire program is the employee class. It is used to communicate and manage employees throughout every single class in this entire system. The uses of this class mostly includes the employee's name. It's a unique identifier for each employee, so all the commands that are run directly on employees will be using their name. The employee also has an ID, which is another way to identify the employee. This boolean here is active, determines whether or not an employee is hired or fired, which works with the terminate command. So to initialize an employee, we give the employee a name, an ID, and we see if they're active or not, hired or fired. Some things you could do to the employee is terminate them, and it will work here with the name. It'll say has been terminated. Again, active shows if they are active in the system, aka hired or fired. And this method returns the name, which is used in a lot of commands. Another command in this class is the break command. It references an employee who will be taking a break. You can see that it references the employee here. An important part of these commands are that they implement the command class, which is how the command behavioral system works. Once this break command is executed, there are 3 different types of breaks that can be used with an employee. So here we have the important function getName, and that will give the employee a lunch break, coffee break, or sickness break. So then the system will print the name of an employee and it will tell the user what type of break they are taking. This is the break manager, one of the 3 management systems in the entire program. The 3 systems are employee, HR, and break manager. They do stray a little bit away from the command behavioral pattern base, but these are important to connect the employees throughout the entire system, which is really critical in getting to the goal of the entire program. So here we could see the different break types, which you saw in the break command. And this really glues together the break command with the employees, and we could see that later in the remote control test. And this returns the break type as we saw in the break command class. Another one of the command classes is the promote command. We could see here that it implements command. Like I mentioned previously, we always work with these commands against the employees, so we use an employee directly, one of the management systems in this entire program. We could see here that this is simple, and we get the employee's name, and we show that they have been promoted. So the user using the system can easily promote an employee, and this will display in the output. Another one of the commands is the vacation command. We could see here it implements command. We can see here it uses the employees, so we activate it on one of the employees. And as we mentioned previously, we get that name from the employee, and then we could show the user who is using the system to manage their employees that they have requested a vacation.
Rakesh, and I'm going to speak about the rest of the 4 classes that we have in our project. Coming to work area, this work area, which represents a workspace within the larger system, HR system, it has a single private string variable named as name that stores the name of the work area. A constructor that takes the string argument name and assigns it to the internal name variable. This constructor is used to initialize the work area object with a specific name. A getter method named we have in this class named as getName that simply returns the value of the name. This allows other parts of the program to access the name of the work area. Now let's talk about the decrease volume command. In this represents the action of the decreasing the volume within the application. It has a single private integer variable called volume that stores the current volume level, and it has a constructor that takes the integer argument volume and assigns it to the internal volume variable. This constructor is used to initialize the command with a specific volume level. And we have a public named execute, public method named execute that performs the action of decreasing the volume. If the current volume is greater than 0, it decreases the volume by 1 point and prints the new volume level. Otherwise, it indicates that the volume is already at its minimum. Let's talk about the increase volume command. In this increase volume command, the entire code represents the action of increasing the volume within the application. It has a single private integer variable called volume. In this class, we also have a constructor that takes the integer argument volume and assigns it to the internal volume variable. This constructor is used to initialize the command with a specific volume level. And in this class, we have a public method named as execute that performs the action of increasing the volume. It increments the volume variable by 1 point and prints, prints the output. Now let's talk about the final class that we have in our project, that is command.java. The command interface is a blueprint for actions in the HR system. It requires all commands to have an execute method. This makes the system flexible as new actions can be added easily without changing the existing code. Thank you.